I'm coming at you with a, well, old background turned new. This is a background I've had for a while, but I busted it out, steamed it, added some flowers at the top. For sitting down videos, you're not going to be able to see the flowers, but I'm very happy with this. I've got a new lighting setup and a new direction for this channel. So, before I make this too long, today what we're going to be doing is another tea time reading, and I'm going to read another post from LiveJournal. And I made that decision because first off, I had a heart attack when the Wayback Machine went down, and I was worried we might never be able to get some of this stuff again. And it's something I really enjoy doing, and I don't see a lot of people in the Lolita fashion space doing, and I just kind of want to share this stuff with the world. So without further ado, today we will be reading ClearlyPerilous' Big Guide to Clothing Care. This was written June 9th of 2009. So, ClearlyPerilous, Big Guide to Clothing Care. Wow, sorry guys, hopefully only one person saw that. My cut totally failed, so I deleted it just to fix it for you guys. Anyways, on with the show. I have no idea what they're talking about. And Marigold, don't take down my background. My cat is currently on top of my radiator, standing like a meerkat. You can come sit with me. Many people consider Lolita to be dry clean only, but if you wear Lolita frequently, you find that really begins to add up. And really, that money should be going to your dream dress, right? As scary as it seems, most Lolita items can be hand washed quite safely. Here are some tips I've compiled to help you cut down on that laundry bill and keep your frills looking lovely for years to come. Please note that all the tips in this guide have been tested out by me, but are considered to be used at your own risk. Always test a solution on a small hidden part of the garment before applying it to the whole large area. Keep them clean in the first place, and it's got like these little squiggly lines. To begin, always wear something under your clothing to protect it from body oils and sweat. I prefer a comfortable cami and some bloomers, but a slip works nicely too. If you tend to sweat a lot, consider purchasing underarm shields to save your clothing from yellow underarm stains. They are typically made of paper or fabric and adhere to the underarms of your blouses and dresses to absorb sweat. If possible, I recommend styling your hair and applying makeup before you get dressed to avoid accidentally spilling or smearing something on your outfit. Try to put things on over your hips, but if it must go over your head, always take a napkin and cover your face before you put it on. Try to plan ahead. If you are planning on doing something that will get your clothes dirty, you might want to reconsider wearing Lolita. For activities like baking and painting, an apron works wonders and looks cute too. In a pinch, you can always wrap a sweater around your waist to cover the front of your outfit if you get caught without one. And while it may seem common sense at meal times, always remember to put your napkin on your lap, scoot up to the table, and eat like a proper lady or gentleman so you don't drop anything. When not in use, make sure to keep your outfits somewhere safe. Don't just leave them on the floor. I am guilty of that. I'll get the after meat tired's and just plop down on the floor. And then it will be there till the next day. It should go in my hamper at least, but it often hits the floor first. Spot treatment. Sometimes you need to fix the stain immediately. Remember, the more quickly you tend to the stain, the more likely it is to come out. So if you drop or spill something on yourself, please try to take care of it as soon as possible. Excuse me. If you are out and about and cannot fix it right then, a little soap and water from the restroom can often prevent the stain from setting in until you can tend to the stain. That has saved me from so many coffee stains. That is really good advice. I've done that before. After removing a stain, make sure to rinse the spot to prevent damage to the fabric. You should usually wash any stains in cool water. Do not wash in hot water or dry a garment until the stain is removed, as doing so will just set the stain further. Tide to go. Is a miracle potion wrapped up in disguise? I love to keep one in my purse in case of accidents. Just shake well and press down on the stain to release some of the chemicals and rub all over the spot until the stain is gone. Note, although Tide to Go is considered color safe, I have used it on nearly every shade of the rainbow without it ever fading the fabric. Some people have reported it may somewhat bleach fabric. Please test it on an inconspicuous part of your garment first to check for color fastness. Makeup. If you do get makeup on your outfit, a little soap and water usually does the trick. Make sure to blot, not rub the stain to absorb the color instead of smearing it around. It's been a while since I filmed, so I'm gonna double check to make sure that the camera is actually still rolling. It is! Yay! Okay. Makeup. If you do get makeup on your outfit, a little soap and water usually does the trick. Make sure to blot the stain to absorb the color instead of just smearing it around. Sweat stains. I have heard of many remedies, but have only found a handful that work at all. Sweat stains are most easily removed shortly after wearing, so don't wait to treat them. Depending on your body chemistry, a sweat stain may be impossible to remove, so I always recommend preventing them in the first place, if you can. I found that it helps to clean the area with a small amount of detergent first, to remove any deodorant and oils that may prevent a solution from fully seeping in. A simple treatment for sweat stains is to take an aspirin or two, mix with water, and rub into the stain. A 1-1-1 mix of baking soda peroxide and water is also good. For either solution, make sure to rub into the stain and let it sit for a while before laundering as usual. Sometimes it takes a few times to fully remove a sweat stain, so keep trying. Blood. Wash with salty water as soon as possible. Blood dries and sets fast, so time is key here. If the stain has already dried, hydrogen peroxide will usually take it out. Red wine. White wine will usually take it out. Works great on carpet too. Remember to blot, not rub. So I've actually heard on this one that maybe that is not the best idea. Marigold, why are you attacking that? She's currently trying to take a drawing off the wall. Permanent marker and pen. Alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is best, but even clear liquors ought to do the trick. In a pinch, even a little hairspray will suffice. As always, blot, don't rub. Wax and gum. Both are hard to remove, but you can try freezing the area with ice and chipping off the wax/gum. Afterwards, remove the residue with soapy water. Other stains. My go-to method is to soak the clothing either in aspirin or baking soda dissolved in water. For really deep stains, you can make a paste out of either substance and apply it to the stain. Sometimes scrubbing helps, but blotting is usually safer. As a last resort after soaking, I scrub the stain with the toothbrush, although I don't recommend this as it can damage the fabric. When it's time for a wash and it's got more of those cute squiggly things. Undergarments and socks. I generally toss bloomers and socks in the washing machine and dryer with the appropriate color laundry. I like to use color preserving detergent, but it's up to you. Whites with whites and colors with colors, and if you like, darks with darks. For whites, I add a little bleach and usually wash in hot water. Of course, skip the bleach on colors and wash in cooler water to preserve the brightness of the clothing. If my whites are looking a little dingy, I might add a little baking soda or vinegar to the wash. Blouses, skirts, dresses, etc. I only hand wash these items. Typically, I will only wash them after 2 or 3 wears, as I don't usually do anything that gets them dirty. If you do things that get them dirty, please clean it. That's from me, that's not here. In between washes, I spot clean as necessary. I like to do my hand washing in the bathtub for ease, but a basin or bucket works too. I usually hand wash Lolita items in cool water to prevent bleeding and a little detergent. I also hand wash hair accessories as well. Rinse well. Hair? Okay. How would you do that? Like, I guess with like some things, like you wash bows, but like this is like, I think this would kill this headband if I were to like attempt to dunk it in water. Preserving colors. I like to add a bit of vinegar to the wash to set the colors and keep them from running. It also keeps them whiter/brighter. Hot water will fade colors more quickly, so you might want to use cold water. Drying. Instead of throwing my dresses and skirts in the dryer, I like to let them air dry so they don't shrink. Drip drying when they are soaked takes forever and may even stretch the clothing out, so try this instead. Take a big towel, lay it on the ground, stretch the clothing on top of the towel, then roll up the towel. I like to walk on the towel afterwards to really absorb the water, then hang it up to dry. You'll find that this method really cuts the time it takes for your clothing to dry. If an item has lace, you may find it easier to arrange the lace before the item dries so that the lace lays flat. Removing odors. Wash with a little white vinegar. I know it seems counterproductive, but it will take the smells right out. No More Wrinkles is this section's name. Ironing. Nobody likes to iron, but wrinkle-free clothing looks much better, don't you think? Since most Lolita items are made of cotton, it's alright to iron on high heat with the cotton setting. However, too much heat may damage synthetic materials. If you are unsure, make sure to try it on a test spot first. When ironing down, watch out for your fingers. I like to use a chopstick or a spoon to arrange the lace while keeping my fingers safe from burns. That's really smart. That's so smart. I have gotten little tiny burns on my hands so many times from doing not that. Alternatively, a steamer will also use wrinkles, but if you don't have one, you can always hang the item up while you take a nice, hot, steamy shower. Petticoat problems. What good is a flat petticoat? Here are some tips to revive your petty. Starching. Spray starch is best. Turn your petty inside out and spray the tulle with the starch. Then hang it upside down and let it dry overnight. When turned right side out, your petty will look much more lively. If the petticoat still won't spring back to life, it may be time to add some new tulle. Storage. I like to keep mine hung upside down and inside out. Also, I like to lightly mist it with starch and let it dry overnight just to keep it extra fluffy. Where are you going? Where are you going? You're not going to jump onto the background. You are not. You gonna sit with me, or are you gonna be naughty? I lost my place, Marigold. Yeah. Yeah, is that so? Oh crap, that's just the title of the next section. If you really mess up, all hope is not lost. Here's a few ideas for salvaging damaged items. Regular stains. Colors on white fabrics may be able to be removed with bleach. If you've tried everything you can think of and the stain just won't come off, it may be time to take it to the cleaner and ask them about it. They may have something to help. But if not, you could always pull a Momoko and patch or embroider something over it. Bleach stains. Rinse with copious amounts of water immediately. If bleach has already begun to remove the color, there's little you can do to reverse it. There's nothing you can do to reverse that. Depending on the fabric, you may be able to dye the area back. It's hard to match cream color, but you may be able to stain over the white color with tea bags. Be careful and always test first. Holes. If it's somewhere concealable, you might be able to stitch it up. If not, it may be better to try a patch. Other problems. Shoe scuffs. Try buffing the area with a little all-purpose cleaner. I've used this method tons of times to take off terrible scuffs. I've also heard Mr. Clean's magic eraser works really well. That's not from this post, it's just something I've heard otherwise. Tricky zippers. If a zipper's being difficult, rub the problem spot with a pencil. Graphite lubricates metals, so it should slide up more easily. Hope this helps with some of the laundry questions we get from time to time. Okay, I need to deal with Cat real quick. Marigold. Yeah, Mama is made of flesh, so it hurts when you sink your claws in. Hi, I have a Bengal. So you know how they're marketed as little wildcats, which they are, but also they must be with you 24/7. But I love her. Anyways, so I thought that was really interesting. Some of the tips in there are a little outdated, but some are also great and stuff I really haven't heard go around in the community. Spray starch, that one works really well, and you can get it from the hardware store for $2. That is definitely comparable to the $2 spray and flip it over. I could have saved so many petticoats if I had known about that when I was younger. I know about it now, and I've been able to maintain my petticoats more. I've melted a lot of petticoats and messed a lot of them up. With the white wine and red wine thing, that used to be common wisdom, I do know that, but we have much better cleaners nowadays, and the white wine is just likely to cause another stain, so that's a little outdated. The aspirin is also not recommended anymore when I've looked on cleaning websites. Just kind of stick with the baking soda. At least that's what I've heard. Go ahead, you can try it, but I've also heard that can also just leave a new, different stain. And then the part where it's oh, you can just iron your Lolita in high heat. I would not recommend that nowadays, because that was written in 2009. Polyester is in almost everything now, so the chances of you melting your clothes is going to be really high, unless you have old school pieces from the time period that was written. But I absolutely loved that. I love the tone of the old LiveJournal posts. They're always so fun and conversational. And they always have these cute little they're not necessarily graphics, but creative ways that they'd use the keyboard to make their post look cuter, and it always had just such a nice, fun tone. I loved it a lot. So anyways, I really liked that one. That is still up. You can go find that clothing guide. I will put a link in my description. and you can kind of go check it out. I highly recommend you do. There's lots of good information in there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tea time reading. And I think I'm going to be putting definitely more of a focus on these videos on my channel going forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Liliana Rowena and Marigold out.